Dear friends, now let us look into the Neet biology mock test 4. I will be going through the questions and giving you the solutions. The first question, we come to match the column type. Column 1 and column 2. In the column 2, you are going to find the terms related to taxonomic aids and descriptions. In the column 1, we have statements. We have to find out which term matches which one. Let me come to column 1. A. Paired contrasting characters. Paired contrasting means two opposite. Thereby, it should match with the word couplet. So, A is matching with 2. And then, habitat and distribution of plants. I hope all of you know, habitat and distribution of plants relates to fauna. Relates to flora. Whereas fauna relates to habitat and distribution of animals. Here it is plants, thereby it is flora, it matches with 3. Then we come to the next statement, information for identification of species. So remember, for species identification, what kind of description is going to give information? Then it must be manual. If you talk about monograph, that is going to give you information on one taxon. If you talk about catalog, it refers to orderly arrangement of the components that we are going to refer for. So, information for identification of species go with manual. Last one, taxonomic aid used for identification of plants and animals. So that is key. So thereby, we know that the answer is option 2. In addition, there is a word called lead. Every statement in the key is called as lead. Now, we move on to the question number 2. Which criteria the R.H. Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification does not include? Option 1, thallus organization. Option 2, mode of nutrition. Option 3, phylogeny. Option 4, habitat. Dear friends, I hope all of you know, R.H. Whittaker gave 5 kingdom system of classification. When you talk about R.H. Whittaker, he used 5 different criteria that include thallus organization, mode of nutrition, phylogeny or evolutionary aspects. In addition to these 3, first 3 we know, and in addition to these 3, he also looked into cell structure and reproduction. So what is the answer? The answer is habitat. That is option 4. Now, we move on to the next question. Diatoms and Desmids are regarded as planktons because, please remember, Diatoms and Desmids come under kingdom Protista, they are rhizophytes. And here, why they are regarded as planktons? I hope all of you know, we use words like planktons, nectons and benthos. Planktons refers to tiny, minute, free floating organisms. Diatoms and Desmids, they will not move. Thereby, the answer must be related to plankton is incapable of movement. They must be tiny organisms. And when you look into the other words like necton, free swimming organisms are called nectons, bottom dwelling organisms are called benthos. Now, with this knowledge, we look into the options. Option first are similar to plants. Option 2 are minute and free floating. Option 3, minute and active swimming. Option 4 has 2 thin overlapping cell wall. Dear friends, remember option 2, option 4 go with diatoms and desmids. But when we talk about plankton, it go with option 2. Thereby the answer is option 2. Now we move on to the next question. Again we have come across match the following type question. On one side we have algae, nymphs. On the other side, what type of body they are going to be made up of. Let me first come to A of column 1, Chlamydomonas. I hope all of you know Chlamydomonas are unicellular green algae. I hope you also remember chlorella and spirulina. Thereby, Chlamydomonas matches with column 2, 4, that is unicellular. Second is Volvox. I hope all of you know Volvox is also green algae and it is a colonial form. So, Volvox matches with 3, that is colonial. Then we come to Ulothrix. I hope all of you know, again it is a green algae and it is filamentous. Thereby, it matches with 2. Then we come to kelp. I hope all of you know, kelp belongs to brown algae. They have massive bodies which can grow to height like 100 meters. So, when you look into it, massive plant body it is matching with. So, option 4 is the answer. Now, we move on to the next question. Algin is. So, what is given here? Reserve food in brown algae. I hope all of you know, reserve food in brown algae is mannitol and laminarin. Thereby, that is not an answer. Cell wall constituent of brown algae. I hope all of you know, cell wall constituent of brown algae is cellulose. And then, cell wall constituent of red algae. I hope all of you know, in red algae we have cellulose, pectin and polysulfate esters. Option 4, gelatinous coating material on the cellulosic wall in brown algae. Yes, algin is a coating material on cellulosic wall of brown algae. Thereby, option 4 is the answer. Now, we move on to question number 6. Which phylum is characterized by features like radial symmetry and tissue grade of organization with exclusive marine animals? An interesting question. The moment we say radial symmetry, we are going to shorten to following phylums. Radial symmetry is exhibited by many members in porifera, that is sponges. It is seen in case of coelentrates and ctenophores, what we call them as cnidarians. It is also seen in echinoderms. Only thing is, in echinoderms, the adults are going to show radial symmetry, whereas the larvae is bilaterally symmetrical. Next it says tissue grade of organization. The moment we say tissue grade, it must be within porifera, coelentrata and ctenophora. We are going to eliminate echinoderms. Then it says exclusively marine forms or marine animals. Marine, when you talk sponges, we have both freshwater and marine. I hope all of you remember, spongilla is a freshwater form. Coelentrates, we have freshwater form and marine. We remember hydra as a freshwater form. And then the answer is ctenophores. So, when you look into the options, option 4 is the answer. I hope all of you know, ctenophores, remember, only sexual reproduction is seen. They also exhibit bioluminescence. And important thing is, there is direct development, no larval stage. And they are commonly referred to as, I hope all of you know, comb jellies and sea walnuts. Now, we move on to the next question. Question number is 7. An organism showing spindle-shaped elongated body was caught in the fisherman net. That means this must be an aquatic animal which has spindle-shaped body. And second, it had a circular mouth. So, That is an important word we have to underline. Scaleless body and devoid of paired fins. Circular mouth, devoid of paired fins, no scales. That means they must be Planktons. I hope all of you know Planktons means jawless vertebrates. And the only living class represented is Cyclostomata. And we have the organisms like Petromyzon or lampreys and mixed. Let us look into the option. Hemichordata, no. Hemichordata has cylindrical body. It includes the animals like Melanoglossus and Saccoglossus. Cyclostomata, yes. What are the example? Petromyzon, which is commonly called lamprey, and mixed, which is commonly called hag fishes. Cartilaginous fishes, no. Bony fishes, no. So option 2 is confirmed. Now we come to the next question. The author of the book, The Anatomy of Seed Plants is, first option, Catherine Esu. Yes, you have to remember, a German American botanist. Okay, she is German American botanist. She died on 4th June 1997, and her book was published in the year 1977. This book was published in the year 1977 by John Wiley and company. And now we move on to the question number 9. A plant growing in swampy areas develop roots that emerge out of ground and grow vertically. The roots and the plant must be, please remember, swampy area. What does it mean? Mangroves. And what is so important about mangroves? The soil is physiologically dead because of the salt. There, the roots are going to come out of the soil and help in breathing. And that means keep this in the mind and look into the options. Option 1 says prop roots, banyan tree. Yes, we know banyan tree and prop roots. Nematophores, maize. Maize do not have nematophores. Stilt root, maize. Yes. And nematophore, rhizophora. The answer is nematophores are those roots. And the example, the classical example is rhizophora. Thereby option 4 is the answer. Now we move on to the question number 10. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? Let me go through options. First option says dumbbell shaped guard cells are seen in grasses. I hope all of you remember the guard cells are bean or kidney shaped in dicots, whereas dumbbell shaped in monocots. Grass is a monocot. Thereby statement is correct, but we have to look for the incorrect statement. Therefore option 1 is not an answer. Trichomes help in preventing loss due to transpiration. My friends, you know, transpiration refers to loss of water by in vapor form from the aerial parts. Trichomes are multicellular epidermal hairs. Okay, and they are going to be coated with cuticle. Thereby they are going to check the rate of transpiration. Thereby it is not an answer because it is a correct statement. Option 3, in plants only parenchyma constitute ground tissue. I hope all of you know ground tissue refers to any tissue that is going to represent cortex and pith. That include parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Thereby option 3, which is a wrong statement, that is incorrect statement, it must be answer. Option 4, phloem parenchyma is absent in most of the monocotyledons, which is a correct statement, thereby it is not an answer. Thereby it is confirmed that option 3 is the answer for this question.